we are at Patchewallock. This is a silo art on the silo art trail, and this is one we haven't seen before. So clever. Here we are, Murray Sunset National Park. Off we go.
Tyre pressures.
Yeah.
Yep.
So Mikey knows what he's doing. Don't you?
Mostly.
So we're just about to stop for a few moments so Mike can lower the tyre pressures. That's dusty. What are we lowering them to?
Oh, we'll start off at 25 pounds and take it from there.
Mm-hmm. Winning?
Yep. Big smile for the Tam, because Tam is four-wheel driving in the sand. Just a little bit less throttle there, darling. Here we are, southern end of the Murray Sunset. Tam's doing a great job taking us along the fire brake truck, which is at the bottom end of the park. And it's about, oh, I can't see how many k's it says.
Very shaky.
Yeah, it's a bit corrugated under the sand. So, but Tam's doing a great job getting us through at the moment. First effort, well done.
Okay, so that was my first little go at four-wheel driving in the sand. Made my heart race just a little bit. So yeah, I've had enough now. I just really want to know that I can do it. If something happens, that I can get us out or wherever we might have, ended up. So yeah, I think I've achieved that. So yay me. That I don't like, not knowing what's on the other side. More sand.
Pretty much. That's what's on the other side.
got it into video mode. We finally met someone else on the track. Two little emus that are...
Old man emus.
Old man emus and old woman emu. They're bolting along in front of us.
Running the pants of a kangaroo.
Well, we're going, how fast are we going?
We're doing 30 k's an hour and they're out running us.
So they were probably going at least 40.
Probably 40 k's, so yeah.
Wow, off they went.
40 k's.
They ran onto the track from the right and they've run ahead of us for quite a while, and now they've run off into the bush on the left. We're nearly at our camp for the night, Shearer's Quarters. There's cabins there apparently, some sort of cabin that you can book and pay for. We're just free camping. Our custom swags, but as you can see the road, we're just saying that the track really changes from quite sandy to quite rocky.
Even some rocky outcrops.
Even rocky outcrops. And the sand changes too, the colour of the sand changes, we commented on before.
It's been white, brown, red.
They've seen emus and I've seen one big kangaroo. I've seen a couple of little emu groups. We saw one other car, but it was in the distance and we turned off before we met on the track.
Yeah, he was coming from the border.
Yeah.
Victorian South Australian border.
So because of COVID, we're staying within Victoria, so we don't need to worry about any permits, we're not crossing any borders, and thankfully Victoria is still COVID free at this stage.
Yeah. How blessed are we?
Yay! So we're getting very close to our campground now, and as you can see, the scenery has changed. The vegetation has changed, it's a lot clearer.
A bit more open.
Being Shearer's Quarters was on pastoral land. So here's the pastures. There's a sign. 4-wheel drive only, that warning is there. This is our turn, I think, Kanna.
Yep.
Shearer's Hut, 1.75 kilometres. This way coming in obviously is not quite so hairy, but we could come in on the 4-wheel drive track.
Because we can.
So a lot of people could come in on these roads from this direction here. This is where we're coming.
Well, we assume.
Yeah. Well, there's sealed roads not far further north.
Yeah. So what we've essentially done today is we've driven from the southwestern end to the northwestern end of the park.
Yeah.
Through the sand dunes and the rocky outcrops and yeah.
And the mallee scrub.
And the mallee scrub.
Whereas this is different trees. These look like the desert oaks that we saw in
They do a bit, yeah.
Northern Territory. And more gum trees and yeah. Here we are approaching Shearer's Quarters. We are not staying at the quarters. We are going to the campground. There's Shearer's Quarters.
Is just around to the right. Oh, and look at that. We are going to be the only ones in the campground.
Yay!
Yay! This will be a nice quiet night for us.
And yeah, beautiful. We're looking forward to a beautiful sunset
Yes.
And
That way.
yes,
That's the way the sun will be setting.
from that direction over there. We're looking forward to a beautiful sunset and a cider for Mike and a wine for me.
Yep, we'll get camp set up and then we'll relax with a alcoholic beverage.
We will.
Awesome.
So we've got this insect spray that I made for, as you can see, for our outback trip, and it was fine up there with a few flies, and it's great at Locksport with the mozzies, but yeah, it doesn't really do anything for these guys.
Yeah, the mallee bush flies are a tougher breed.
Yeah. So that's why we have the fabulous little fashion accessories, which I'm really glad that I put in, because at least it keeps them away from your face. Before we fished these out of the packing box, they were just in your ears, up your nose. Not good. At least now they're on the outside of my net. How we're going to eat dinner, I don't know. We're not putting the swag up just yet because it's about 37 degrees.
What we might do is get dinner ready after the swag is set up.
Yeah.
And we'll go sit in the swag to eat our dinner.
We're hoping once the sun goes down the flies will go too, so we'll see. So the flies are still bad. It is 5 to 6. Flies are still bad. It's still quite hot. Thankfully there's no one around, so you know, you just do what you want to do to be cool. And hubby's having a lie down in the swag, which we set up over here.
Hello.
He managed to get in with only one fly accompanying him, so he's had his can of cider, which I've commandeered and filled up with wine, because of course I forgot a wine glass, and making use of this beautiful aluminium straw, which came in a cutlery set that the Harveys gave us.
Thank you, Joe and David.
So I can just tuck the straw in under my, because you know, flies, we've still got flies, so I know you can see them all on there. They're all on the outside though, so it's okay. And yeah, we're just chilling and listening to the radio, because we've got radio reception here, because we're not far from Renmark and Mildura, actually, sort of like halfway between Renmark and Mildura, but we've got a good radio signal. No Wi-Fi signal though, but I've downloaded a book, so I'm reading, Mike's resting, and yeah, just life's hard.
Oh yeah. Well folks, we are Easter Saturday 2021. Here's our campsite at the Shearers Quarters campsite at Murray Sunset National Park. And apart from 4 vehicles over at the Shearers Quarters hut in the distance there, we have got this whole place to ourselves. We were the only ones here last night, and we're the only ones here today still. The flies are bad though.